with the vocal cord thing, it kept getting worse.
They have a misconception of that, are thinking about getting in the gym. They're like, oh my gosh, all these people are judging me. They're looking at me. My form's wrong. They're noticing. Nobody cares.
Like mentally, I was just drained. Physically, I loved it, but my body was also tired. Like I have years, like a life worth of back pain and knee pain now, which.
Right. Welcome to the Rain from Within show. I'm Shane, your host. Listen, everybody has a story, and most people carry scars that they do not talk about. They keep it quiet, but they're the ones that shaped who they become. So this show is about sitting down one-on-one with real people from all walks of life, a lot of the strength athletes, the community that we're building, some outside of it. We're exploring the experiences that form them from the inside out. Today's guest is Brooke Skurda, an absolute beast. She grew up in a home built on discipline, accountability, and hard work. She spent nearly a decade playing competitive hockey, and she's only 4'11". Like, she's an absolute unit. 18, Michigan, and during the years of playing hockey, she was diagnosed with vocal cord dysfunction, a condition that made intense physical effort feel dangerous, unpredictable, and at times terrifying. This forced her to learn restraint when most athletes are taught to push harder. So when hockey ended, she didn't just lose a sport, she lost a version of herself. I think a lot of people can relate to this. And an identity crisis post sports, right? And then she found the gym. She was in a season of guilt, confusion, learning how to start over again as a beginner. And that's when this conversation, it's a lot of talking what it's like to be underestimated and learning to train with control instead of ego change everything. So, we're going to get into identity, discipline, faith, and what it means to rebuild your body when your plans and such don't cooperate with each other. So, huge, awesome story. Dude, so grateful Brooke came on. And if you're enjoying these combos, make sure you subscribe and hit the like button, drop a review, 5-star. Let's get the name out there. Let's grow this show. This has been such a fun project. So grateful you're here. And if you know somebody that should be a part of this journey and or you want to be a part of the community itself with strength, drop a comment below and or head to strength.com/athlete to learn more. That said, enjoy the show. Okay, Brooke, you're a beast. Thanks for coming on. I want to first talk a little bit about, I looked at your TikTok and your bio says Proverbs 19:3. What does that mean to you?
To me, it's to me, I think of it as like a directional type of verse, like God is always with me and gonna guide me through life. He's always there, even if I don't feel like he's there. It's always, I have somebody to lean on and talk to whenever I feel lost. So having him there is like a directional, I love it.
Let's go. Yeah, I love that. This whole past month I've been in Proverbs and there's so much wisdom there. It's all about wisdom and foolishness, as you know. So that's your favorite. I want to share mine. Mine is probably Proverbs 131. At least for right now, I'm still studying it. But that one's about they have to eat the bitter fruit of living their own way. And that to me, it's like, it's not that God is cruel or out to get us. Like you said, like he's with us and he's here to fully support us as our like biggest supporter. But if we ignore the wisdom long enough, then eventually life kind of just hands us the receipt of you have to eat the bitter fruit. Like we talked about it. We talk a lot actually, dude. Brooke's pretty cool. Like she's one of the athletes that I've gotten to know pretty decent, and she's from Michigan. I'm from Wisconsin. So yeah, dude, there's a lot to go off of, but I want to start off kind of like earlier in your life. You grew up with parents who discipline's a big thing, right? And accountability and hard work. So how did those early lessons shape the way that you kind of respond to adversity today?
I would say like just people my age now, I feel like just think everything is handed to them. And me personally, my dad's an entrepreneur. I've known that you have to work hard to earn what you get. Like you don't just get it handed to you. And I mean, from there, like it's just they taught me so much. Like, they both came from nothing and worked their way up to provide the best life they could for me. And just so many lessons were learned through that. Like, I'm so grateful and thankful to have them and to teach me through that. Because just especially now, I mean, I've met so many people that just could care less about what they do, or, you know, just not being respectful, and just to, like, older people than them, people our age, like, just no respect.
Yeah.
I feel like respect is just such a huge thing that they helped teach me that nobody really now has, and it's hard to come around.
Yeah, it's super well said. And I don't know your parents too well. Like, obviously, I don't know the parents of most of the people that come on the show, but since I know you a little bit better than some of the athletes, I got to talk to your mom a little bit, like right when you first came on the team. Super nice. We talked about you coming out to a photo shoot sometime. Like, it's like an 8-hour drive. And Brooke's like, my mom will pull up. We'll get her in a photo shoot. I'm like, dude, so down. Need it. And your dad, too. I haven't met your dad yet, but you showed me that your dad read the book a little bit, or he, like, picked it up and looked at it. Let's go.
Yeah,
dude.
he loves it.
Really? How old are your parents?
46.
Yeah, super young, dude. Because they look like they're fit. And you sent me the pictures in that they'll see before this shot. And yeah, your parents look like they're super awesome. And I definitely agree with you. A lot of people, like we were talking about the pod before you hopped on, that you're 18. And dude, like I was your age when strength started. So I feel like you have a lot. Like, you're a lot further ahead than I was, at least when I was 18. Dude, I was tweaking. Yeah, we had the business, but mentally, I didn't really appreciate my parents and, like, the lessons they taught me with the values of, you know, just respect in general until a few years later. So, shout out to you. You're definitely ahead of the curve. So, sports found you almost by accident. Can you tell the story of how hockey entered your life? Because a lot of people, like, I don't know if they know this, but you're like 4'11", right?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about the story of hockey, how that kind of came about.
Yeah, so neither of my parents actually play hockey. One of my uncles did and my grandpa did, but other than that, no females in my life have played hockey. And so we loved going open skating. Loved it, so we would go all the time. And one day, we were just getting off, we were getting ready to leave. As we're leaving, I saw a girl walking with this huge bag and a hockey stick, and I looked at my mom and I said, what is she carrying? You know, like, I don't think girls do that. She's like, they play hockey, yeah, like, girls hockey is like, and when I was that age, I was 8, 9, and girls hockey wasn't even crazy then. Like, it was just getting started, girls were playing on guys' teams, and I looked at her, I said, I want to do that. I couldn't skate in figure skates to save my life either. So I was like, I want to play that. Like, I've played baseball. I loved competitive sports. So she signed me up for a guys hockey team because we could not find a girls hockey team. And I ended up being on a team with one other girl. And I learned so much through that team. I was doing push-ups on the ice, like all this crazy stuff.
Let's go.
And from there, I learned to love it. It took so much commitment, so much time, and 9 seasons flew by in the blink of an eye, like, truly. And I mean, from there, like, yes, I learned how to play the sport. Yes, I learned, keep your head up, do this, you know, all the fun little stick handling and shooting. But it taught me lessons like communication and leadership and, you know, all of that good stuff that I didn't realize at the time that I was being taught that. I was being taught to work with others. And communication is key. So it truly was awesome. And being athletic, I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. And my parents, on top of it, they were there to help me through the whole way. Like, they're so supportive. I mean, they would drive 8 hours to a hockey tournament for me, and we drove through blizzards to Canada to get to it was
dang.
insane.
That's sick, dude. That's great. It's amazing. Like we talked about already, your parents supported the whole journey. 9 years of hockey, dude. I can't even skate that good. I'm so naive. I hate being cold. I'm a baby. But we be doing those cold showers, and you be acting like you don't like those cold showers, dude. You're a hockey player. You should not, like, we're talking about the 28 arc, just so y'all know. But one of the challenge parts is the cold shower. Have you been doing that? You still doing the challenge?
Cold shower still is not okay. With this Michigan weather, walking out, it's so cold.
Dude, I hear ya. Yeah, I can't.
In the rink, I'd be skating, so I'd be sweating. I'd be warm. It's different.
That's true. I didn't think about that. Fair enough. Cool. Okay, so during your hockey years, I actually don't know if I knew this about you, but you were diagnosed with vocal cord dysfunction. And that's a condition that affects your ability to breathe under intense effort. So how old were you when that started, and how confusing was it to deal with as a young athlete?
So I would say that started around 15, I would say. So I was pretty young. Obviously, I was still young. It was 3 years ago. But my mom has asthma. Asthma runs in the family. So we were like sports-induced asthma, which I do have. But on top of that, we were like, why am I passing out on the bench? Because I would push myself. I was really hard on myself. I was like my worst enemy on the ice. So it was just going from being able to skate a full 45-second shift with full effort to, hey, I can skate for maybe 20 seconds before I feel like dying.
Wow.
So I would come off the ice wheezing, sounding like a little rubber duck. And it was so hard. Like, I went to the doctor, and he is a specialist, actually, and he told me I was laying on the floor with my stomach up, and he's trying to teach me how to breathe with my diaphragm. Okay, thank you. Like, that's great. I learned that. But he looks at me, and he goes, you're not going to die from this. The worst that's going to happen is you're going to pass out, and you're just going to wake up. And that's pretty much what I was told. I was taught breathing methods that barely helped me. With playing how intense I was, there was no time to take a second and breathe. So I would just come back on the bench, pass out, and I'd be like, all right, give me my inhaler. I'm good to go. Deal with it again the next shift. And 3 years of that was just terrible. Like, it almost made me lose my drive for the sport because I was frustrated, Like, there's nothing you can truly do about it. I was put on countless medications to try and help it, tone it down, but it's just something I've learned to live with now. And just years of frustration, Like, in the beginning, we thought it was asthma.
Right.
Part of it was, but going from, hey, you're going to need an inhaler from time to time before you play, to, hey, you're going to keep passing out every shift.
So did the inhaler help at all, or no?
No.
Not at all, because you don't have asthma.
I have sports-induced asthma, so I do to a certain extent, but the vocal cords is just, the actual name is paradoxal vocal cord dysfunction, because your vocal cords are supposed to open, but when I push myself to a certain extent, they would close, and there's nothing you can do other than sit there and try to breathe through it, even though you can't breathe. So it just blocks your whole airway. No air comes in or out, and it's just lights out from there.
So I could totally see that happening with hockey, doing these sprints and such. But do you still experience that today with being in the gym? Oh, yeah. You still do? Wow.
I've been on the floor in the gym before.
Dang, dude.
It's something I'd never talk about, but I've been on the floor, and I woke up from it, and I had to call my mom. I'm like, Mom. And I ended up getting a piggyback ride out of the gym one time.
Well, you're easy to carry. Pretty small. Dude, but you're jacked though, dude. I'm impressed, and it's very admirable that despite that adversity, you still overcome it. And sometimes you can't even trust your body. That's insane. So with hockey, it was bound to happen eventually, being done. Could you see yourself going and playing in college or anywhere continuously, or are you for sure done?
So I've I would love to do that, but my thing is, I'm like, okay, with the vocal cord thing, it kept getting worse, progressively worse. And through years of coaches that were terrible to me, I was just like, I'm over it. Like, mentally, I was just drained. Physically, I loved it, but my body was also tired. Like, I have years, like a life worth of back pain and knee pain now, which that was my fault, but I loved it, so it was worth it. But college-wise, I would love it, but also just having no time to do anything, you know, like, I'm a person that loves keeping up with all my relationships, my friendships, my family, all of that. It was so hard to keep up on it, and I personally would say I'm good at time management, but with having, 3-hour practices and then, hey, I need to come and do this and eat and shower, and then having to like schedule a day like a month later of, hey, I finally don't have practice or a game. That was my main thing, but also just as a woman going into college, you get to play, but there's nowhere after college. I mean, they're starting a women's league, but I wouldn't really get paid to do that. And yes, I love it, but I'm like, as a woman, all this effort to barely get paid as much as men do. I mean, it's just, for me, that was the deal breaker. Was nothing comes from it in the end.
It's just fun, but you can still do it whenever you want. Like, I know you go to the rink sometimes,
Yeah, for sure. They're starting a women's beer league soon.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, when I was in college, when I went into college, I wasn't even as good at sports as probably you. You're probably more athletic than me, but there was no chance I was ever going to play college sports because I saw my friends doing that, and like you said, it just takes all of your time. I don't know, there's no way strength would have been a thing if I was trying to do school, a sport, and a business, but let alone it's hard to balance just the schoolwork and that. So you switched to the gym. Let's go. And the gym, it was kind of like picking up a new, well, it was pretty big change, but you talked about you started as a beginner again. You were dealing with the fear of judgment, fear of your own limits. You talked about having bad form at first as well and sticking to what felt safe. Who did you have, like, a certain person that like took you under your wing or their wing and was like, yo, like, this is how you do it? Or how did you learn being becoming a gym girl?
I would learn through TikToks. I mean, my dad was huge in the gym, but he's a businessman himself, so trying to cut out a little bit of time was difficult for him. But I mean, when I was younger, he would definitely help me with form and stuff, but it was mainly myself and just being like, this looks so dumb. I would sit there and record myself, and I'm like, that doesn't look right. That doesn't look right. And so I would sit in the gym and just pull up TikToks and be like, how do I do this? Please give me some sort of guidance. And honestly, that was my best resource, was just pulling up a TikTok while I'm in the gym. I was like, this is kind of embarrassing that people are seeing me watch a TikTok. But then I realized, who cares?
Yeah, literally, who cares, dude? Like, okay, when I started at the gym, I didn't have TikTok. So thankfully I had a trainer. But I'm super glad that you use your resources. And yeah, that's the thing that I think a lot of people they have a misconception of, that are thinking about getting in the gym. They're like, oh my gosh, all these people are judging me. They're looking at me. My form's wrong. They're noticing. Nobody cares. We're just all grateful. I'm at least grateful to see everybody in there because they come from all shapes and sizes. As you know, Brooke, we got very diverse strength team. Like, we have all walks of life come in, and people ask questions all the time in the DMs and such. They're like, yo, like, what do I eat here? Like, someone asked me yesterday, like, hey, can I put the greens and reds with my ice cream? I'm like, yo, I don't know if you want to do that, because no offense, like, I'm not going to call them out. They didn't know. But no, because obviously, greens and reds, they don't taste the best. Like, I'm just going to down that. But nutrition, fitness, it all goes hand in hand. And so you learn the proper form, you learn the structure, and then how did your confidence change, both inside and out, as you started to, like, get bigger in the gym?
Oh, I mean, as soon as I saw, like, changes and more definition in my muscle, I was like, dang, like, I want to keep coming. It gave me more motivation, more confidence. And at first I was like, I don't want to be jacked. I just would go for legs and hit legs probably 4 times a week and some days in a row. And I was like, why do my legs hurt so bad? well, you're doing it wrong, girl.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely, it changed from, hey, I want abs and quads to I love arm and back days now. And
Yeah.
I want to keep getting more jacked.
You want to get bigger.
So mentally though, definitely like the gym is my therapy. So hockey, that was my therapy on the ice. Everything, just cleared my mind. And so I was also lost after hockey happened because I had nowhere to clear my mind. And I'm not the type of person to want to talk to somebody like that, like a therapist. So I was like, I need to find something else to do. And going to the gym, it's my type of therapy. So mentally, it helped so in so many ways imaginable. Like helped clear my mind, helped me feel better about myself. And honestly, it could just be a growing up and maturing thing as well. But now it's like, hey, I'm going to start treating people better because I used to be embarrassed in the gym and worried about judgment, to where now if I see somebody struggling, I'm going to go up and help. I'm going to be like, hey, and I've helped so many girls. Mainly I help the girls, like the younger females in the gym. I'll be like, hey, can I help you a little bit? And I've made so many great gym buddies and gym friends through that. And so going up to the gym and meeting them, it's awesome.
That's like the ultimate compliment, I think, when somebody asks for advice in the gym. It's like, okay, they see me as someone cool, like someone bigger. I had this dude, I was walking in the sauna yesterday. He's like, hey man, like save some for the rest of us. Like, don't get too big on us now. I'm like, hey, thanks bro. Shook his hand. Nice guy. But yeah, dude, the girls, they're looking up to you. Soon the boys are going to be like, yo, like, I mean, they're going to start asking you questions too, dude. And that's a cool thing is like some people, for bulking, for example, my dad, he's very concerned because I told him, hey, I'm doing a lean bulk now. A couple years ago, I did a bulk. Oh my gosh, I got up to 200 pounds. It's terrible. And I'm 5'8", so that doesn't look good on me. I was a bowling ball or like a boulder. So what do you do, Brooke? Are you like a lean bulker, or like do you track your macros or anything like that?
No.
You just eat whatever?
So I like eating clean. I love eating clean. I've cut out like most of the junk foods and everything. If I'm feeling a sweet tooth is when I grab the jar of peanut butter and some chocolate chips. But I don't personally like tracking anything. I know to eat in moderation when I want to. I'm not going to stop myself from eating it, because I know if I did completely stop, I would like just indulge all the time. Right. So mainly eating clean. I love cooking at home, making clean meals, but I like switching it up. I'm not a chicken and rice all day, every day type of a person. So I have loved looking into nutrition and learning about how certain foods can fuel my body and help me, like if they have certain like vitamins or nutrients, whatever. I loved looking and learning about that.
Nice.
So, and on top of that, again, my parents have helped me. Like they've helped meal prep. They've helped do all of this for me and taught me how to cook. So I'm forever grateful for that. But I'm not the person to track my macros. I just eat as clean as possible all the time, and then here and there, if I want some ice cream, go for it.
Yeah, that's. I think that's really good for the viewers to hear, because you don't have to track it all. Like, dude, if you pull up Brooke's or TikTok, hey, what's your socials, by the way, so they can follow you?
Is Brooke Lifts 24 on TikTok, and my Instagram is Brooke.Skurda.
Okay, perfect. So if you pull her up, dude, she's got like some crazy abs. Like, dude, she's genetically, well, I don't even think it's genetics, it's just genetics. Like, you're a hard worker. The 9 years of the hockey, you're in the gym, you're leading by example, 80-20 rule. You don't just eat super healthy. Dude, I'm glad you're not one of those chicken rice people, because, hey, no shame to them. But I used to be them. I was a chicken couscous guy. Dude, that was terrible. I didn't know how to prep. That's what I'm trying to learn now, is I'm trying to really get good at meal prepping, because dude, I've gotten so lucky, Brooke, because I know you're with your parents right now. I'm kind of in a similar boat, and I got so lucky in college, dude. I never had a meal prep, like hardly at all, but because I had roommates like Diego, who and that guy knows how to cook. He'll make paella and all these crazy Spanish dishes. And I had Kevin, another guy in college, for 2 years. I would make spaghetti, all this good stuff. Oh my gosh, dude, we almost ate too good. And now, well, next time I move, I'll probably be solo dolo, and I got to know how to prep. So I'm going to learn how to make, this sounds so sad, but sloppy joes tonight. So it's so
You
simple,
got it.
right? Have you ever had a sloppy Joe? Dude, those are so
Yeah, I know
good.
how to make them.
Okay, yeah, I don't too. I know now.
Now you're gonna get it done.
Yes. So, Brooke, you're a gym girl now, and what does that identity like represent to you beyond just like the physical results? Like, you consider yourself a gym girl, right?
I would say so. Yeah, definitely a gym rat.
Yeah.
I would say it definitely just has helped my mental clarity. I would say it also helps with just I like showing that I've worked hard,
Mhm.
And I mean, I started my TikTok to track my progress. I didn't really care about followers or what it brought me to, but through that it's led me to this great team, this great,
Heck
So
yeah.
it's just for me, like mainly the main thing would definitely just be, hey, work hard and it'll show eventually.
Nice.
You're gonna see no progress in one gym session, but if you keep up the consistency and keep going, you don't even have to have motivation to go. Just get yourself to get up and go and stay disciplined, and the discipline will show.
Facts.
The
Yeah.
discipline will show.
Yep. Very well said. So, like you said, you're a gym rat. You probably saw one of our ads. It's like, hoping this lands on a gym rat's fipe. It says fipe. It's never a For You page, or it's like fipe. So that landed. You joined the team. When did you join Strength? Like November?
November,
Yeah.
beginning of November, I believe.
What's your favorite part of the brand? Whether it's product, community. What would you tell somebody who's interested in joining?
I mean, the products are all great. I love it. I think that the products are awesome, but personally, I would say the community and that you're able to communicate and talk to everybody on the team is my favorite part. Like, you can ask anybody for advice, anybody for help. That's definitely my favorite part. I mean, I've made friends. I'm gonna, go meet up with Terry on Sunday. I'm so excited, and it's just brought me great people into my life with, certain values and drive as I have. So I would say the community is awesome. Everybody cheers each other up and pushes each other. It's awesome.
Let's go. Yes, I'm grateful to have you there. You got that pump cover on? Is that Strength?
You know it.
Let's go. Rain from within.
Little
Looks
Ray
good.
from within.
Dude, fire. She just got that red set in too recently. Finally
Dude,
fit
I
her.
actually have it here.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, yeah, dude. Come on.
Yeah,
Seamless.
Let's go.
Guys, that's the sponsor of the episode right there. Check out Strength Seamless. Let's go. Brooke, I love it. So I want to wrap this up pretty quick. I want you to talk a little bit about your faith to finalize this. It's clearly woven into your journey. How has trusting God helped you move forward when, you have dealt with fear or frustration or doubt try to hold you back?
I would definitely say, he's almost like a safety net for me. I've grown up in a Lutheran household. I went to a Lutheran private school most of my life, so I've had God in my life and, been religious most of my life. But I've fallen short of him, and recently, this past year, come back, and it has helped in so many ways imaginable, like being able to just pray every night or any time, honestly, just for the small things, like I love it, just being able to have him to lean on and have him guide me, even when it feels like sometimes he's not there because, hey, why is this going on in my life?
Mm-hmm.
But, having him to know that he's always there to walk and help guide me through faith. It's beautiful. Honestly, I love it. And worship music, honestly, on the way to gym is my way to go.
Dude, that's awesome.
Pumps me up, helps me bring God with me into the gym, and it was insane. The one day I was having a bad day at the gym, didn't feel the pump, felt like crap. This older woman came up to me and she saw my cross necklace here, and she's like, "Hey, can I pray for you?" We ended up praying for each other in the locker room, and from there I was like, my day's great. My day's awesome. I just needed a little bit of Christ in my life.
Dude, let's go. Worship music. That's so good. So you went to a Lutheran church. Did you what kind of music do they play there? Are you someone that goes every Sunday or?
So recently every Sunday it's been a little bit hard, but I'm trying to get back into it. Me and my sister are going to start going. Whenever
Nice.
my mom and my parents don't work, we're going to start going. just because I'm not one for the standing and sitting and kneeling all the time.
Oh yeah.
And I found this church that has a band, and it feels like you're at a concert for the first 30 minutes. And after, I can understand the scriptures more because they're targeted towards younger people. And, they bring in some analogies that I'm actually able to understand rather than the church that I grew up going to was just straight scripture and a little bit here and there of, hey, this is what this means. Because the Bible is so hard to read. It's truly so hard to understand, and I'm not ashamed that I've Googled certain verses,
Right.
just to try to be like, hey, I really don't understand what this means. But
Dude, yeah.
yeah,
That's so good. Yeah, I think it makes all the difference to go to a church that you really enjoy and what clicks the best for you. It sounds like it's kind of like a non-denominational maybe. That's kind of what I go to. Okay, cool. Yeah, the concert. Yeah. And then you sit down and then, they go through one of the books. But yeah, dude, that's amazing. And going back to the music thing really quick, I've become very conscious of this recently. I think you could relate to this probably. The music we listen to is really important, right? Because like what comes in your like what comes out of your mouth, what goes in your ears, and what you see, all of this is going to reflect how we are at our full core. And so I used to listen to a lot of rap, like all the time. I still do a little bit. Like, dude, the only time I allow myself to is if I'm hitting a really hard workout. I'll turn on some like Future, Metro Boomin. I'm not gonna lie, but I really try to limit it. And yeah, worship music is amazing. It's definitely more in alignment with where we're at.
yeah,
So
I definitely was huge on rap last year, and I do definitely still listen to it occasionally, but I'm past that. It's just kind of, hey, I need a little pump up. I just need like the beat of the
yeah, the
sound.
beat.
Now,
It's
they're
always the
saying.
beat. Exactly. The lyrics are what get you. You're like, I go back to like what I was listening to in like 2020, 2021. I'm like, why is this in my like songs, bruh? Like, what was I thinking? I was tweaking. Anyways, to wrap this up, Brooke, for someone who is listening right now who might feel, small or intimidated or just afraid to start something new, what would you want them to know about, keeping the faith and just kind of like putting yourself out there?
Honestly, nobody's watching. You might catch somebody looking for a second, but they're gonna forget you in the next 10 minutes. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
nobody's really there to judge. They're all there more focused on themselves, and everybody else is worried about judgment themselves. No, nobody's perfect, and everybody's more worried about, are these people looking at me? But you're thinking the same thing. We're all thinking the same thing. Truly, nobody cares.
No.
Nobody cares. Everybody's more focused on themselves, and you just have to push through that like confusion and worry that you're gonna figure it out. Like, you've gotten through enough challenges in your life to get to where you are now, to where these small little like intimidations of walking into the gym are just so small that God is gonna just guide you through and show you that you can accomplish anything you put your mind to.
Ooh, let's go. That's a mic drop, dude. Let's go, Brooke. All right. I'm so grateful you came on. Guys, make sure you follow Brooke. Brooke Skurda 24 on TikTok and Brooke.Skurda Insta, right? I get that right?
You did not get my TikTok right.
Brooke, what is it? 24?
Brooke lifts 24.
Ah, sure. Skurda, dude, that's a crazy last name. I gotta say that too. Okay, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment your biggest takeaway below of what you thought. But yeah, if you want to be awesome like Brooke and be the next success story, you can check out strength.com/athlete for more info. All right, see ya on the next one.